So let's make sure my levels are kind of marked out right real quick. Dude, the 53 was the high last night. Man, that 54 area that we were trying to short yesterday, man, that thing was on the money. Insane, insane, insane. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see. All right. All right, so what we want to do is just make sure our pivots are lined up. So this is pretty much the first thing we do whenever we're kind of getting ready for the morning. We got our 15-minute candle lined up here. We got the higher time frames that we're looking at, and then we just kind of use these for like a little bit of support and resistance. So the next pivot, we're kind of in the middle. If you look at your higher time frame here, you can see that we pulled back 50% of the previous 4-hour candle. So this means that the opening could get a push down. I'm not sure if we're going to continue down, or if we're just going to do like a little 50% pullback, then go up. So I don't know if, since we made a low, we broke what previous day low. So what you do is kind of pull fib on this. Unless the 50% breaks off of this leg here, which that would put us back down to a pivot retest. So that's something we can kind of look for this morning. So just be aware that this morning, if you're taking the shorts, that you could possibly run into the, let me mark out the right pivots though. I don't think that's the right one. They adjust from day to day. So it looks like the first one down is going to be 390. 390 is the one to the downside. The one under that one is 294, which is right below the previous day low here. Close enough, close enough, close enough. All right, then we'll get the one to the top. We only usually mark about 3 or 4 of them out. We don't really get too crazy. 696. I guess that one's already kind of up there, huh? So we'll move this one a little higher. Then the last one's going to be at 948, which I don't think we'll see these ones up here. All right. All right, guys. Good morning, good morning, Francis. The old boom boom here. How have you been, man? You've been staying away from the hospital and stuff, right? I know for a while back there you said you were having to making a few little hospital visits. So have you been fortunate enough to stay away from the hospitals? Yeah, I'll probably be spending a lot of time at the hospital later after lunch. My oldest daughter's at the hospital now, kind of going through the, her very first, having her very first baby. So she had to get put in the hospital a little early because she's having issues with her blood pressure. So I guess that's what happens when you go from a really tiny girl to a really big girl from getting pregnant for her size. But hopefully it'll be all well. Everything will be all good. Nice. Do we? I'm kind of feeling like we get a little move to the downside this morning. I'm going to have to be patient, a little bit more on the patient side today, because this whole week, guys, the opening has just been kicking my butt. it's been like a 50-50 for me. It's like I take a winner, I take a loser, I take a break even, I mean, it's been that type of week for me. It's been super, super tough. You made it to 80? Nice. Yeah, for me, 50's creeping up for me. I'm a 48, so it's creeping up there. It goes by fast. I know that, man. It seemed like just a few years ago I was in my 20s, and now we're at the end of our 40s, so it goes by quick. You don't realize how fast it goes when you're working all the time, trying to pay bills and keep your family up, and just goes by quick. Those 20 years when raising kids and stuff. As soon as my kids got of age, I tried to slow down a little bit and, try to enjoy life a little bit more, especially in the 40s and 50s. I don't really have like arthritis per se, but I do, just from using a lot of tools over the years, that sometimes I do get cramps in my hands, like if we're using like hand tools, like screwdrivers or ratchets or something. So that's about the really only time I really ever have any issues with my hand. The only thing that I've really ever struggled with in the past is probably tendonitis in my elbow, just from repeated, just from work or something like that, just repeated action. I would get real bad tendonitis in my arm, basically like tennis elbow, I guess. All right, guys, today, please take care of your funded accounts. Today is OPEC Friday, rollover week. Contracts on options are coming to an end. So today could be a pretty wild Friday. I would just recommend trying to survive this last crappy week of news, FOMC, rollover, OPEC, options coming to an end. And so just try to protect your funded today. If anything, downsize. Just look for a little bonus on the fundeds. That's what I'm doing. So usually I go for like 15 and 30 points. I'm still going to look for the 30 points, but maybe a little bit more on the 30 points. But my first initial trade is only going to shoot for $10. So if I can just get 50 to 150 today, I'll be happy to go. So just try to protect your accounts. We'll get to Monday, and hopefully Monday the price action will get a little bit back to normal. Remember last April, the price action was untradeable last April. Last April, the swings were insane. That's when they were doing all that tariff talk last year, and you were having like 200.5 minute candles. So it was pretty insane last year. If we break out to the top side, I mean, I like the top side if we push up, kind of little slap back inside. There's really doesn't look like there's a lot holding us down up to the 600s. You don't really see a lot of a consolidation up through here. So it looks like you may hit the 50, but usually with early morning volume, usually you'll slap through that. So, it looks like up around this next 4 hour low here sitting at 60. So that's what I'm saying. You might get a little rejection there around the 50s or 60s on the move up. So we'll just see what happens. We've been approaching the opening pretty cautious lately. We've been approaching it with caution, and we still have taken 2 losses on the opening this week. I'm really annoyed because I was down to only needing like around $800 for another $1,000 payout on my 25K Bewley. And those 2 losses have put me back where I need now like $1,100. So, but I haven't wrecked it. That's the key. Oh, Michael said, I've been there with you, man. This is why I started preaching this last Friday and last Monday. I'm like, dude, this is survival week. We just got to get through this week. Hopefully next week we'll get back to normal. This has been just straight up survival week. Worst can they care, blow up a eval, but just protect your funded accounts. Yeah, we've been talking about this since started talking about it last Friday about this week because did I miss the opening? No. In the past, I didn't know, when I first got into trading, I didn't know much about this week either. And I've gotten wrecked multiple times on this week. And, you just start recognizing it. It's like, okay, I need to take a step back and don't do anything stupid. Under leverage, look for smaller little winners or something just to survive this week. This is one of these weeks, man, the price action's just whipping back and forth. It's not that it's not tradable. The problem is you don't get the follow through. So if you don't take your 10 or 20 points, you're just getting deep pullbacks nonstop. Like pull back up. It's just, whew. I hate that we're already kind of getting the breakout here. I wish this would have waited till the market open. Good morning, Clarity Trader. How are you doing? Have you been surviving this week, Clarity, or you been taking it easy? Now, we do have a pivot sitting at 550. Did I not mark that pivot out? Look at there, guys. I forgot to mark out that pivot. What's up, Skater? Yeah, I'm sorry I missed your message. We're on the MNQ. We're trading on the 5 minutes. And we're on Ninja Trader. Oh, you've had a rough week too? Yeah, that's kind of what we've been talking about in the different lobbies. Like, there's a few other guys that have had rough weeks too. My week hasn't been too bad. I think I think I did lose like a little 90% Bulinox eval from just kind of, I want to say not really full porting, but extremely over leveraged. But we protected all the funded accounts this week. No issues with the funded accounts. So we didn't lose any fundeds, but we did. It was kind of like a break-even week when it comes to the fundeds. Well, I take that back. We're probably, I want to say about $200 in the red on the funded. And that was my 25K that we're in the red on. Let's see. Elusive eval, we had a fairly decent week on. Little victories here and there. What's up, Fish Lips? Yeah, it was my 25K Bulinox one that we're probably going to be in the red on that one this week. Remember at one time I only needed about $800 for a payout on that one. Yeah, that one. And now we're back to needing 1,100. So we're about $200 in the red since last Thursday until this week. We took our first loss on that account after a month and a half of no losses on that 25K. We took our very first loss on that account last Thursday, and it's been a crap show since then. So we had a really good run, like almost a month and a half straight with no losses on that account. But this last week and a half, I've taken 3 losses with the 2 little winners and a break even. I think no trade day. So we had a nice little run there. We just got to protect it until we can get back on that run again. So I'm hoping starting next week, we can kind of get back on that consistency where we're just, just consistently getting that 100 to 150 a day on that account. Then I was hoping for a payout. You know, I kind of got ahead of myself. I was like, man, we're just on a crazy run right now that I was hoping for another $2,000 in payouts on those two accounts. But this week got me. So now I feel like we probably won't get the payout probably till sometime in April, I'm hoping. So let me see what the time is, guys. All right, shoot, we're about to open. 10 seconds left. All right, market's open. I'm liking that move to the downside here. Sorry about the cell phone. I'm gonna wait for this new 5-minute candle before we jump in there, guys. Like I said, we're not going to be jumping the gun today. Most of these pre-breakout trades that I've tried this week, those are the ones I've been getting burned on. Right now, we're sweep. We just swept the previously hour candle, so that's why you got that quick rejection right there. This square that you're seeing right here, that's a hourly candle. So you just swept a higher time frame. So that's normal. So you want to keep pushing down to the next hourly. I want to get through this hourly candle where we get a little pop here at the 400 and this candle print. And then maybe we can get the sell-off back down to the previous day low. All right, we're about to run the next 1 hour candle here at the 400s. We're about to hit a pivot. So anticipate rejection right here. All right, nice. We just, like I said, I was in, with these levels, you shouldn't be anticipating rejection. So please do not jump in with these pivots because you will get this kind of rejection. We still got 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. You kind of want to see us sweep this pivot for the downside, then with a wick back into like your hourly candles. So that's why it's kind of important sometimes to know where your higher time frames is. This is why I like these boxes, because I can sit here and just look at this whole screen and not really worry about what the 5 minutes doing. I can see where the 4 hour low was. That was a 4 hour previous candle low. They're also at the 400s. And our next 4 hour low is all the way down at 320. If that's what we're going to run. I feel like we still got plenty of room to the downside. I figure if we bounce, it's going to probably be around the 50s or 60s. There's a couple big wicks down there, so. And that would be here. Still got a minute left on this candle. No clarity. That is a indicator. It does it automatically. It's called the opening box range indicator. It's an indicator that I have on Ninja Trader. It's in the Discord if you want it for free. Clarity. All right, we're breaking that Fibonacci pivot. You can see us just slowly pushing through it here. We're still on the struggle bus trying to get through that thing. And we're about to have a new 5-minute candle. Yeah, they're just set with the time clarity. So you just put in the times that you want them to happen. Now, I'm not going to take this. The reason why is because the body could not close below the freaking, it could not close below that pivot. So that's, I don't want to get burned here. I would have to see it go down like to the 75 or something and pull back up. Hmm. Be careful between the 25 and the 400 here. Now, this could sit here and consolidate for the next 5 minutes where you just got this nice little, say, wick. And then that would be almost like your little inside bar where you would almost take the break of the next candle. So you already have your first inside bar set up here. This also could go all the way back up into your 15-minute candle, which is all the way back up here. So for some reason, anytime we get this big, like 5-minute, like either bullish or bearish candle, the second candle is one of these type of candles, and it's that third candle where you get to break. I can even go over here and show you where we had that yesterday too. So we got 2 minutes left on this candle. It's going to be this next candle. I think it'll give you your direction. Still got 1 minute 40 seconds left. Mm. 'Still straight. Is that what that's the 75? That looked like the 75. Let's see. Oh, not quite. Hit at the 80. $40 seconds left on this candle. So what's gonna make this crappy is if we can't, we still are not getting a body print below the pivot here. Hmm. Mm-mm. Still struggling to stay under that. I would anticipate a bounce here at the 70s for maybe a push back up. Then, yeah. Maybe. I didn't know if we'd get a push back up to that 15-minute block, the 15-minute opening candle at the 9 to 9:15. I haven't really took a, now if we can break back above the 25s, as long as we're not bumping our head on that hourly candle. Let's see. Dude, I just get wrecked again. Might have just got wrecked again, guys. I'm looking for a pullback to that 15 minutes up there. Still couldn't get the runner. Son. All right, we'll wait for the second one here. All right, we'll try a different funded account. Unfortunately, we only got about 30, 40 bucks out of that. I was looking for a push up back up to that 15-minute candle to see if we can get like 30 points out of that. So I was trying to time it to whenever we broke back over this previous candle. I still think it's going there. I think we're going to pull up inside of here, like the 50% mark of this 15-minute candle. We just had to come back and stop me out before we went. That's how it goes, guys. That's how it goes. It had to come back and stop me out. Then let's push on up there. I swear, man. NASDAQ has been dirty to me lately. So that's what we were looking for, about that 50% mark in the top of that 15-minute box, which is your 15-minute candle. I wasn't even looking for runners. I was just trying to just get my 20, 30 points off that runner right there after we hit our first target. We'll just wait and see what happens with the 15 minutes here. I don't know if this is going to be the pullback for us to come back down. So if you pull fib on this whole move, a lot of times this is just a push up for us to push back down. Dirty, dirty, dirty. So we're back into that 15-minute candle that I like to take trades out of. If we can't break over 50% of this candle, you would kind of anticipate a pullback after running up here. And that looks about like the 50% here. All right, we'll just have to be patient. Then hopefully the second trade will be much better. There's the... "15-minute retest, baby." That's one of my favorite setups there. Perfect. Perfect. Look at that 15-minute sexy pull back into the 15 minutes for the drop. Man. Dude, I want to see this thing go all the way down to the previous day lows. No, don't wick around. Damn it. I swear, man, the follow through sucks this week, guys. All right, we're just going to take our 20 points, guys. I'm just going to take my $100. Oh, did I? Oh, come on. Did I not? I thought I switched accounts. Oh, well. So that did get us back to... I actually took that on the other funded account. I didn't mean to do that, actually, but hey, it is what it is. I didn't want it to come back and hit me break even. This is what I mean by no follow through this week. The follow through has sucked. So I was like, okay, we're just going to take our 20 points and just cut it. But that did put me back at the 52,800. So that means we're back to needing $800 more for a $1,000 payout on that account. We just got to get that 25K back up. So... So this is a setup that I look for, guys. So look, we got a newer high. So we broke the previous swing. We broke the previous swing to the downside, and you pull fib on this setup here. And what you're doing is you're looking for a pullback into our original 15-minute candle that we watch is from 9 to 9:15. And so we also had the golden pocket pullback, 60%. I wanted to get in earlier, but I was just trying to make sure everyone can, like, I still think that once we break through this pivot, dude, I think we run to the previous day, back down to the previous day lows. But I've been so gun shy because of the rejection that we've been getting this week has been insane. Ooh. If you wanted to play it right, your stop loss is supposed to be here, unfortunately. Stop loss is supposed to be here at that pullback into the 15 minutes. This is one of my favorite setups in the opening, and we haven't been getting it. This is probably the cleanest that I've seen it happen in freaking multiple weeks. Wow, we left a lot on the table, guys, a lot on the table, but that's just what it is sometimes. Purdy. Here's that rejection off the top of that swing there that we were saying that you're probably going to get rejection off the 60s. So you can kind of see it to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about 5 candles. There comes the previous day low. Man, there's nothing worse than being in a trade and I get scared and close my trade out because I didn't want to lose all the points because it's just been rejecting so hard this week. Now we have to sit here and just watch it drop. So there's nothing we can do here. I may try to re-enter if we can get some kind of pullback on an eval or something, but the fundeds are probably, I may be done with the fundeds. Make sure I'm on the right account here. Yeah, if you're new to trading and you're looking really a pretty easy setup and you have enough patience to wait, this setup here is really nice. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. But this week has me a little scared with the follow through. That's what I'm feeling uncomfortable with. The follow through has sucked this week. May even get another nice what's up, Lucas? MNQ. We're trading micros on 25Ks and 50Ks, which is basically equivalent to $1,500 in drawdown and $3,000 in drawdown, or $2,000 or $2,500, depending on who you're trading with. I want to see a pullback into the 75 here. Now, we will be a little bit more aggressive on the funded account, I mean the evals, guys. So I don't ever recommend following my eval trades. If I'm taking funded, if I'm saying I'm taking funded, that means I'm looking for the very best trade possible for myself. But when it comes to my evals, we will sling it. %50 up there, sitting back at about that 75. So I want to see man, it's a big wick. Come on, big wick. Don't need no big wick. I'm looking for my Rico candles over here. About to have a new candle. Just give me a minute. Looking for, here we go. Was that the 75 pushback? I couldn't tell. I wasn't watching. I was trying to set my charts up over here. Here comes that previous day low. Oh, it was beautiful. Just trying to be patient here. You really want to be, you don't want to short right into that 24. That's your previous day low. So, because you're always anticipating some kind of reaction off previous day low. Even though we've already ran it once, you still do not want to take that. And, you want to make sure you're under that level. And the next pivot down there is at the 24,300s. Yeah, you want to make sure, please do not short into the previous day low here if you don't have that marked out. And this will be also your previous candle low here too, guys. So we could easily get a bounce in this area back up, say, to the 400s. We also have a pivot sent down at 296, so please do not short into the pivot if you're following pivots. All right, let's see what happens. A little rejection at the pivot, so let's see if it's going to hold or if we're getting able to get below that pivot to continue shorting. I need to probably mark out the next pivots to the downside. The next pivot all the way down is going to be 148 if we lose this pivot here. Man, this could be just a straight dump fest today, guys. Dump fest. Though, why did someone say, hold that Husk? We're going down over 100 points. You said you can't find it on TradingView. I'm looking on. I'm not really sure. It's just the micros of the NASDAQ. I can look on TradingView in a minute. No, I have it on my TradingView charts. It's a MNQ1. That's what it is on TradingView. Below the pivot, we'll short. Back above that pivot, we'll look for longs, guys. This can't move down. We'll close it. I don't really want it back above the 90. If I back above the 90, we'll close it. Remember, we only like the shorts if we're below the pivot here. Back below that pivot, we'll have to change our... all right, looks like my runner's about to get stopped out here. All right, runner got stopped out. We were just able to knock out 10 points on that one. Didn't get much off the runner. Why is gold dumping like hell this 3 days? Probably because all the options are closing, be my guess. For anybody that was probably either shorting or longing gold. Remember, guys, we're in an eval, so we are going to be a little bit more aggressive with this eval. It's one of Bulanox's 90% evals. So we're just being super aggressive with it. Man, back above 300, we may shut this down. No, we closed above that pivot. Dang it. I knew once that happened, that was going to be nasty. The 24.25 will be my line in the sand. We'll have to just shut this because we're already in the red pretty far on the eval. Back above 24, I'll have to close my trade, guys. Trying to get through this level. Remember, guys, we're done trading funded accounts. We took our funded accounts kind of early, and now we're just kind of being pretty aggressive with the eval. If you're just joining us, please do not follow eval trades. That thing pushes back up there to 25. It's probably going to get through that time. It doesn't have multiple pushes. Oh, it hit that 75. Dang it. Previous day low held. That's why we kind of put our stop loss above that previous day low. Oh, you're talking about would go? Yeah. Well, today you got to think, man. Everything's gonna be kind of manipulated today with those options. We're still in this with our runners. Um, we DCA back into this a little bit, so our average is back up to 311 at the moment. Maybe a fake out this time and go straight back up through the previous day close. Really don't want it back above this wick here. I think that's where I'm going to take my stop out to. We got 2 micros left. Let's see. Well, is that your funded account, Clarity? You got to put that baby away, Clarity. Don't trade it no more. Get your $100 and move on. That's what I did. That's why I switched over to the eval. So I was like, all right, we made $100 on the funded. Just put it away. Put it away. Which good morning, Solo. What trade did you get your $100 on? Did you take the 5-minute breakout candle here, or did you take it back up there around that 15-minute candle? I'm pretty much back to break even with my one funded. We're at what, almost $800 needing for another payout, so we're hoping just to stay there. Push. Hopefully everybody's having an okay trading session. So far, every trade's been a winner, just even 10 points. So on the eval, we did sit through a little bit of drawdown, but that's an eval. I will sit through drawdown with the eval. Okay, so you've been doing the little 5-minute scalpers. I'm annoyed that this price action scared me out of this trade here. This is the one that I wish I could have back. But unfortunately, I got scared out of it because of the price action that we've had all week. So I got spooked. I was like, it's going to come back and take my runner. Then all of a sudden, we're down, 200 points. See if we can bang out a 100-point trade today. We only need 1 point. I mean, about 40 points. We're up 65, 70 points at the moment on this trade. So far, the pivot's been a really nice reaction. The third candle would probably wouldn't have been the best trade off the pivot, where you see that little wick back up in there. Or the previous day low retest. That's not a bad one either. Let's see. I'm sorry if I missed your message there. It says that you're still in from 40.33. Nice, man. How many points is that on the ES? So here you want to kind of see a little pushback up to the 75, 80 range. There's your 75. At the most, you just want to see a pivot retest. So there's your 50 to 75. So this is where you want to start seeing it push back down. No, come on. We're going to get a pivot retest. Oh, no. All right. We lose that pivot, guys. It's probably going back up. So you got to hold that pivot here at 95. Oh, you switched down to the 1 mini? Nice. I don't blame you. I stay super small on my fundeds, so it allows me to hold on to my fundeds. The last time I kind of got a little squirrely on my size is with my Lucif account, which was 2 weeks ago. Man, we blew that thing out of the water. $1,000 in drawdown does not go very far when you're in a mini. it just went boof. Like, goodness. Now I'm back to working on another Lucif eval. I still need about $650 more to pass it. So as long as that pivot holds, guys, I will hold this trade. This is a retest of that pivot at 96. So we just need that to hold. 10 to 20. You might just slap on a mini at that point, Clarity. 10 to 20 micros. Whoo! You brought the whole family. You're like, come on, everybody, let's come on over here. That's what I feel like whenever I'm doing like the 10, 15, 20 micros. Ooh, it's family reunion time. Going deep. I do it too, man. I mean, I do it too, Clarity. So, I have no room to talk. I hate when I'm doing it and I know I'm doing it. And you're like, you're thinking to yourself, why am I doing this? Then it goes against you. You're like, well, maybe if I walk away and come back, it'll hit. So I don't see it happening. Oh, the stupid stuff we do sometimes with these accounts is insane. uh, all right, we're about 20 seconds for another 5-minute candle here. Come on, 5-minute, give us a dump. Got a little 5-minute inside bar here for anybody that likes to try these little inside bars. Want to see it break the 50s down there and start pushing back down. Oh, my legs. Downtown. Come on. A little bear flag there. You see that little bear flag right there? We need to see that bear flag break, guys. See this little bear flag? Even though it's way up here. We're going to take it right here, though. We want to. We're hoping for the break to the downside there. We don't really want it back above the 300s. We want to see this inside bar break. Ooh, I thought it was about to go right there, guys. We break this 5-minute inside bar. I think it's straight downtown from there. It's just got to get below the 50s here. Oh, it's getting there. Damn it. Could not break that trend, guys. We got to get out of this little flag area. I mean, I just don't see how we don't make a little push down to either the 20s or even down to the 210s is what we're looking for. Oh, we drank all the coffee. How's everybody's morning going so far? Is everybody at least green today? To me, I've had a really good trading day. We just did not get what we wanted on our funded accounts, but we're banging it on the eval. That's the way it usually goes. And that's only because we over leveraged the eval. It's not because I didn't really take any different trades. It's just we were 15 micros deep. Nice. Nice, Francis. The only thing that I'm annoyed by it that I didn't I want to say I paper handed my setup this morning, and I haven't seen this nice of a good looking setup in a minute, and I'm really annoyed that I did that. But the only thing that sucks is this week has scared me away from that freaking the holds. All this week, man, I just been getting stopped out, stopped out, stopped out. But like I said, this is one of my favorite setups in the mornings. So this was the push up, this was the push down, and this is the retrace back into my golden box, which is the 15-minute candle from 9 to 9:15. I got short as soon as we broke back below this green candle. I knocked out my 10 points. I was up about 20 points, and I got scared and I couldn't hold it because all this week, every time I've tried to hold trades on my fundeds, it would just come back. Then I'm just stuck making like 30, 40 bucks instead of taking this whole thing down. Then I'm just kind of stuck here just watching. So it was just that kind of day this morning. And that's just from this week. This week has been so tough that it was just so hard for me to trade. But this is the setup that I look for in the mornings. But I just know it being contracts coming expiring today, and plus being OPEC Friday. But this is what we look for. A high above the 15-minute candle. We break a new high. It's not a higher high, but it's just a new high. We break a new low. So we broke all these previous little downturns. Then a pullback into this. Pull your fib, and you're looking for anywhere between, most of the time, a 50 to 78% pullback. 60 is really the sweet spot. And look where we hit, 61.8 on the dot. I mean, it was perfect. But like I said, I got scared out of it. So that's kind of what happened into our butter trade. And I also kind of had a feeling that we were going back into the 15 minutes. Remember, I tried to long once we broke back above this wick, but we only took 10 points and the runner got stopped out. And that's what I didn't want to happen again, because I would have even got my 30 points on the move back up, but we only took, like I said, 10 points. And I thought the same thing was going to happen here, and I closed it for 20 points instead of the 30 or 40 points what I would like to have. Because I would have targeted this pivot down here. That would have been my target to target. So but oh well, it is what it is. At least we're still green. We only got up $100 on the funded today. That put us back within $800 of another $1,000 payout on that account. The other account, remember, that's that one I said I was having kind of a rough week with, and we're back to needing $1,100 for a $1,000 payout on that one. And we're still just kind of working that other funded account, up to those levels. I was hoping for another $2,000 in payouts from Bulanox this month, but it looks like we're probably going to be looking at probably 1st of April sometime if everything stays good the next couple weeks. This flag just doesn't want to give it up, does it? Oh, man. Come on. Just does not want to give up the 50s, guys. The 50s has been like a little wall here. Do I not have nothing marked out that I don't see here at the 50s? I didn't really look to the left and see what we had here. probably have to go to higher time frame to see what we have here. What's holding us up? Oh, excuse me. You're green on your pro today, Southpaw? Nice, man. Nice. Keep it positive. It's Friday. Moving to the weekend green. There's nothing like a good green Friday. Yeah, we're having a pretty good Friday today. We did FOMO. I mean, we did paper hand our funded account earlier, Java. But other than that, it's been a good trading session. We had that one mistake on the FOMO. A little bit of paper handing, guys. The paper handings were at work today. But when you go through a week of getting stopped out so much that it's hard to it takes a minute to overcome that. And that's kind of what was going on, man. It's like all this week, no good follow through. Damn it, we're breaking our pivot. All we got left is one runner, guys. One runner left. So we're only in this for 30 bucks. So if it does come back and stops us out, and I'll even hold it into the red, it's just 30 bucks. Because if we get back above that previous day low, we're probably going to have a decent pullback. You're looking at a pullback probably all the way up to the 400s, and that would be 50% of this 4-hour candle here. So I have the 50% of the 4-hour candles marked out. I don't know how well you can see it on the screen, but if you see these little blue purple lines that go across these white boxes, that's the 50% of your 4-hour candle. So if you are using this indicator, there's a little check here where you can mark out the 50%, and that way it gives you an idea about where we're going. And that's important because look, you see this previous 4-hour candle right here? This is a 4-hour candle. 50%. Look where this wick pulled up to a while ago. 50% before we dumped off. So 50% is usually pretty important when it comes to those 4-hour candles because most of the time we want to pull back to those. Oh, you took that same pullback into the 15 minutes this morning, Java? Oh, it looks like our runner wants to get stopped out. Like I said, I will hold it up to the previous day low, which is sitting at 25. This is kind of technically the top of the flag right here at 13. Some pretty good sized 5-minute candles today. Oh, come on. I don't know about you guys. I'm ready for the weekend. Got some spring colors going on today, guys. I think yesterday was the first day of spring. I'm so ready for spring, man. The older I get, the more I'm not even a fan of the winter months. I love spring months. I like it when it's like 70 and 80 degrees. I don't have to have on like AC or nothing. It's just nice, cool air from the outside. Spring and fall are like my two favorite seasons if I had to pick two seasons to live in. Like I said, guys, we're going to hold this unless we break back above that previous day low. As long as the previous day low holds, we will hold this trade, but that's where my stop loss is. It's sitting right above the previous day low. Let's see. Woo! We're getting a little bit of Hulk is getting fired up over here, guys. We need to tell Hulk to calm down. Oh, you did one contract, made $400 on the drop. Now, when you mean one contract, Java, are you mean one mini or one micro? My heart was racing. Java, I thought you were past the. You should be. I figured by now you'd be past the heart pounding a little bit. I used to get like that in my early days of trading, but now I'm just like, I'm just like, I'll take that loss like a champion. Take it right in the face and be like, oh, what a loss. but I do remember those days in my early days, like stressing the losses and the heartbeat pumping and like do like godly. Oh, it was for your payout. Oh my goodness. Okay, I can see that being your payout trade. Okay, that makes sense, Java. We'll give you that one. We'll give you it on the payout trade. The worst on the payout trades is when you only need like $50. All right, looks like our runner's about to get stopped out. It looks like we're trying to break back above this previous day low. I've been stuck in my payout range for my next set of payouts around the $800 to $900. It seemed like for like 2 weeks. But I've felt good about holding on to them because usually that's when you start destroying your fundeds whenever you're kind of stuck. So far, guys, that previous day close retest is looking pretty good. Man, someone says, "Hey, Husk, add in there. We're about to bounce off the previous day low. Get it, make your entry a little better." We need to see some explosion right here, guys. So you did 8 hours in less than 10 minutes. Man. Who are you trading with, Java, since you're not doing the elite? Oh, wait. No, I think that was Solo that was doing the elite. Who'd you get your payout with, Java? Oh, dude, if you're on a mini and you're close to payout, I'd be scared too, man. That's pushing it. Dude, look at this drop off the previous day low. We're already up 50 points, 70 points, or down 70 points off that previous day low. These are good levels to always have marked out, guys. I have a free indicator in Discord that'll mark out these levels for you. You can customize them the way you want to have them, whatever colors you'd like to have them. No, come on. Dude, what's up with the nasty wick? That was kind of dirty. Dirty. This is why today's one of these days you cannot buy the breakout at the end of these breakouts. You got to think, man, if you try to buy that breakout on the back end of that 5-minute candle, I mean, we're having freaking 30 and 40 point yank back ups on these wicks. We do the 5-minute des. 5 minutes helps me be a little bit more patient. We're only 5 minutes on the MNQ. We've already sold off most all of our contracts. This is just the runner I have left. I think at one point we were in like 15 micros, 17 micros on this trade. So we did go in a little heavy on this trade. We're just down to 1 micro at the moment. We done sold everything off. Yeah, the market has been very tough lately. I basically paper-handed the sell-off this morning. I was in the perfect entry this morning, and I paper-handed it because this week's market has been so tough that it scared me out of it, and I just closed my trade for 20 points. You did the same thing? Like, I even got my setup, and I still did it. So this is a setup that I look for in the mornings. And once we broke below this candle, I hit my first 10. My runner was up about 20 points, and I saw it twitching. It was twitching. I was like, no, please don't come back. I was like, okay, we're just going to close this crap. And we closed it. And the time I closed it, we sold off 200 points, and all I could do was sit here and watch. So it was like crap. But this week has been so tough that it scared me, man. Like this, I've been break even and stopped out all week long. So I'm just looking for the green. But I'm hoping next week we can get back to normal. Jeremy, which indicator are you talking about? What's up, Outer? Oh, man, I almost didn't see Outer's name in there. Outer, did you go back home and visit? Or you been busy? Now, are you talking about the indicator that marks out the previous day lows? It is under, in Discord, it is under Husk Money. And the indicator is called automatic levels within those indicators because there's about 5 or 6 of them. Might freeze my charts up because I just try to put on indicators. So it's where it says levels manual indicator. So it automatically marks those out. And then you can just kind of customize it to however you want it. So you can even have the session high, session low, session open, current midday. I just use the previous day high and low, and you can even change the wording to wherever how you want it. I like it when it's kind of like, you know, previous day low. Or if you don't want the words across your charts, you can just put, you know, DC or DO or whatever how you want to put it. Then if you stroll down here, you can change the colors, how you want the lines to look, or, you know, pretty much just customize it to how you want to look at it, I guess, and remember it. Okay, so you were just taking a little bit of trade break. Nice. So we're still looking for the 212s. Yeah, I've been getting most of my subscribers through the vertical screen. Vertical is usually a lot more heavy at nighttime. Actually, Java's on the vertical. Java, I do have the horizontal page if you want to go to the horizontal page, and it'll look a little bit more normal. If you don't want to watch the vertical screen. So we're still holding this, guys. Still holding. We're going to see if we can hold this at least to the 225s, 220 area. I mean, we're creating a really nice bull flag 5-minute trend here. Where's the point of control at, Fish Lips? I don't have that marked out. Okay. Come on. Get down there, market. So we got volume here that will bring it. All right. Well, hopefully we just can stay under that previous day low. We can get down there. I've just got 1 micro left in my trade, Fish Lips. If we do push back up there to that 25 again, maybe I'd like to add if we can. Sweep the equal highs. I may take my order up to the 50s or 60s since it's just 1 micro then. I don't want to get swept out because really trying to hold on to this thing. Since it's just 1 micro. Oh, you're thinking maybe it needs 400 up there at that swing at the 380s, 400s? Yeah, I didn't see that. I see what you're saying. That swing down. I definitely don't want to hold this up no 75 points. So what we'll do here, guys, since we have 1 micro left, if I feel like we're going to lose the previous day low, I will close my trade. We could get a pullback to this previous swing, which is up here around the 380s and 375s. So there is that possibility of that swing back up here on this previous leg. The ODT at the 24 of 250s. You think we're building higher on the NQ? Man. Oh, on the 1 minute. And we are building like a nice little bear flag here. I was hoping that this bear flag would finally break. What is the is that stand for opening day? DD or DB for that ODTE? I know. That's the nasty girl for us, fish lips. Sell off a couple hundred points and get stuck in a $25 or 25-point range. Man, we've been in this trade for a while, guys. I feel like we've been in this thing at least since here. I mean, we've been in this thing forever. What, since almost 40 minutes we've been inside this trade. Oh, 0 day. Yeah, it's a option close day today. Oh, they moved to point of control. All the orders were building. So I would like to see it push down. Then maybe we will reject down at the 225s, 220s, and come back up to the 280s. Triple watching, it could get crazy. Or triple twitching, it could get crazy. Oh, my goodness. What time do contracts close? Like, when do they officially close those out, DB? Is that something they do at midnight, or is that something they do in the middle of the day? I'm not that familiar with the option contract, so I know they have an expiration date. I just don't know when they close or how that works or what time they close. If we can break this low down here, we should get a nice push. We broke the flag. I would have probably entered this even if I wasn't in the trade. Oh, you're thinking maybe we'll die off about the lunchtime. What's up, Nick? How are you doing this evening? Dude, there was a nice banger trade this morning, Nick. Nice setup this morning. What? Woo, you must have went in deep because these candles have been, oh, that was last. Dude, dude, that 54 area, you don't remember me talking about 54 last night? That was the high before the sell-off last night, Nick. We had our orders sitting at the high before the big sell-off last night and completely missed it. I didn't want to jump back in. So I looked at that this morning. I was like, holy crap. That one level that I've been getting those levels from, it was like that the night before off that 86, man. It banged off that 86 and never came back. Last night it was at 54. Come on. We just want 25 more points. 20 points. Please don't reject the 25. This thing, let's see. We'll pull fib on this candle here. Don't want to see anything farther back than the 50s here. Kind of stay under that 38% pullback. That's the sweet spot right there, guys. The sweet spot, the 38%. No. Come on, 38. No. Too far. Maybe the 50. We don't want it past the 50%. Oh my goodness. That's scary. No. That's a burner. Holy crap, man. You got to be careful buying these sweep of the candles. that 5 minute just jacked somebody up. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Dude, look at that. that 70-point whip. Holy goodness. Oh, that was insane. Man. That's why I like to pull fib on my candles before I enter. Just to make sure. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I could see us getting that push back up to the 400s outer to kind of take out that swing up there. Sounds good, Clarity. Have a good weekend. I'm glad you were able to at least get you a little $100 on your account today. Stay green. Which deal is that? Is that the Bulanox one? You would have to let me know which one you're talking about. Are you talking about the elusive one? This is MNQ. Oh, well, this is just something I use for my individual candles. That's just a preference that I do. I use it in just different ways. That's all. So I wasn't taking that. So basically what I do whenever I pull fibs on my little 5-minute candles, and if I'm still looking for a position, I don't like the 5 minutes to pull back no more than like that 40 to 50% of the candle. That's just for my reference. I'm not looking at the overall move, or I'm not looking at the overall leg, or even the bigger of the move, like what you're saying, the highs and lows of the day. I do a lot of scalping, so I do look at the fib on smaller legs. So if I'm looking for legs like 50%, but everybody does it a little bit different. That's just what I do. And it works for me. But I get what you're saying about the previous high, day, and low with the fibs. We've got about 20 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. Ten seconds. I know. I think we want the 200s too, fish lips. We need the 200 sweep. Trend line retest. Woo, here comes that 400 fish. We may get that 400 push pop here. Okay, so you also used the previous high and low on that one, DB? It looks like we may want to sweep up here to the 400s to kind of take out the bottom of this swing up here from earlier. Yeah, nice reversal, outer. You said you were in that long on that one, outer? For the highs and lows, it's down at 32, 232. We may not be able to finish this, guys. I do have to get off here in a few minutes. You guys are more than welcome to join us over at My Funded Futures. We're going to be streaming with Pine Tree today from 11:30 to 12:30. For any of you guys that watch Pine Tree. Most of you guys, if you've been in Methodical Man's lobby, Pine Tree has been there in Methodical Man's lobby off and on probably for the last couple years. We'll give it 5 more minutes to see what happens. Big nasty wick that was. Nasty, nasty wick. Fish lips, are you still holding the short? Sorry, I was trying to find some of my pages. Misplaced some pages I was looking for. Woo! About to have another little. We need to print under those for the bears. We need to kind of print under the 40s here. We're on the 5 minutes. The God. on the MNQ, your order fill long. Where's your stop loss at on that one, Outer, for your long? Stop loss is at 231. Man, what's your take profit? Your entry, you said at what, 247, 250? What was your what profit are you looking for to the top side? $351. I like that target. I can see $351 popping. Like I said, guys, we only have a few more minutes left. I have to get my screens ready for the next stream. Let me see what time it is. Oh no, went full screen. Went full screen on that one. Was it 6? Yeah, dang. It's already 10:06. It takes me a few minutes to get all my stuff set up. I was hoping we would either get stopped out on the runner or take profit hit, but it doesn't look like we're going to get either one because right now we are up about 50 points. So, I mean, it really wouldn't even be a bad trade if we even closed it here. But, man, we've been holding this thing forever. We'll end it here at 10:10. So we got about 3 minutes left, guys. Or 11:10. I'm sorry, 11:10. There's nothing worse than when we get that really big move in the morning, then the freaking rest of the morning's just we're just kind of trapped between like 75 points. Nice on your free break-even trade, Outer. It just kind of varies, Greek. I mean, it goes up and down. Like this past week, we're in the red. I think overall for the week, we're, I want to say, break even on our one fundeds, $200, no, or about $250 in the red on our 125K. Then the other funded, I can't quite remember how much we made on it, but we didn't make a lot. So it's been a very tough week for myself. We're definitely break even / in the red for the week. So it's been a very tough week for myself. I came into the week with the mentality of just surviving this week because I knew it was going to be a very tough week with everything going on. But I also trade very small. So you got to think I'm trading 25Ks and 50Ks. And I try not to over leverage my fundeds if I can't help it. I did blow one of my fundeds 2 weeks ago, my Lucif account. All right, guys, like I said, I have to get ready to get my charts ready for the other stream. If you guys want to join us, we will be on My Funded Futures from 11:30 to 12:30. We'll be streaming with Pine Tree Trader this morning for anybody that's a Pine Tree Trader subscriber. And if you like watching Pine Tree. But we did not get down to that level we were looking for. I mean, we're up 50 points. So I mean, it's not like it's not a decent trade even if we close it now. We just had that certain level picked out. So everyone have a good rest of your day. Keep your accounts safe, and let's just make it till Monday without standing or, stressing because you messed up your accounts on a Friday. That's always the worst day to mess up your accounts, is on a Friday. All right, guys, we will see you guys later on. Thank you.